Every morning when you open your eyes, you're faced with a choice. Not just the choice to get out of bed, but something far more profound, the choice to do what is right. It's a simple phrase, isn't it? Do what is right. We've heard it since childhood, but have you ever stopped to consider its true weight, its real power? In this world of instant gratification, where success is often measured in shortcuts and compromises, doing what is right has become a revolutionary act. It's not just about following rules or meeting expectations. It's about forging your own path of integrity in a world that often rewards the opposite. Think about the last time you were alone, faced with a decision where no one would know what choice you made. That moment right there, that's where your character is built. That's where you truly become who you are meant to be. Because doing what is right isn't about the applause, the recognition, or the rewards. It's about the quiet victory you achieve within yourself. I've met countless individuals who achieved success through shortcuts and compromises. They drive fancy cars, live in big houses, and wear expensive clothes. But when they're alone at night, something haunts them. The weight of their choices, the burden of knowing they took the easy way out. That's not the kind of success we're talking about here. Real success, lasting success, comes from building a foundation of right choices, one decision at a time. It's like building a skyscraper. Every brick matters. Every steel beam counts. You can't cheat your way to a strong foundation. One compromised beam, one weak brick, and the whole structure becomes unstable. Let me tell you about Sarah, a young entrepreneur I met last year. She had the chance to land a massive contract by sharing insider information about her competitor. The deal would have set her up for life. Everyone around her said she'd be crazy not to take it. It's just business, they said. Everyone does it, but Sarah refused. She lost the contract, faced ridicule, and watched her competitor succeed. 6 months later, her integrity paid off. Word of her decision spread, and clients who valued honesty sought her out. Today, her business thrives not despite her integrity, but because of it. That's the thing about doing what is right. It might cost you in the short term, but it pays dividends in ways you can't imagine. It's like planting a tree. You don't get fruit the next day, but with time, that tree becomes something magnificent, providing shade, shelter, and sustenance, not just for you, but for generations to come. But let's be honest, doing what is right isn't always clear-cut. Sometimes it's messy, complicated, and filled with gray areas. That's when you need to listen to that quiet voice inside you, that compass that always points true north. You know the one I'm talking about. It's the voice that whispers when everyone else is shouting, the feeling in your gut when something isn't quite right. I remember standing in a boardroom, surrounded by executives all nodding in agreement to a plan that would increase profits but harm vulnerable customers. The pressure to conform was enormous. The silence in that room was deafening, broken only by the sound of my own heartbeat as I stood up to disagree. It would have been easier to stay quiet, to go along with the crowd. But doing what is right isn't about easy, it's about necessary. You see, every time you choose to do what is right, you're not just making a decision, you're making a declaration. You're declaring that your integrity is not for sale. You're announcing to the universe that you refuse to be another person who took the easy way out. You're stating without words that your character matters more than temporary gain. Think about the great changes in history. They didn't come from people who chose the easy path. They came from individuals who stood firm in what was right, often at great personal cost. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't choose the easy path. Malala Yousafzai didn't choose the comfortable route. Nelson Mandela didn't opt for convenience. They chose what was right, and in doing so, they changed the world. You might be thinking, but I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just trying to live my life. Here's the truth. Every time you choose to do what is right, you are changing the world. It might not make headlines, but your actions create ripples that affect everyone around you. When you choose integrity over convenience, you become a living example for others. Your children watch. Your colleagues notice. Your friends observe. Consider the impact of your choices. on the next generation. Every time you do what is right, you're showing them what's possible. You're demonstrating that integrity isn't just a word in textbooks, it's a way of life. You're proving that success doesn't require compromising your values. But let's talk about the hard days, because there will be hard days. Days when doing what is right feels like swimming against a tsunami. Days when it seems like everyone else is getting ahead by cutting corners, while you're stuck playing by rules that no one else follows. These are the days that matter most. These are the days when your character is forged in fire. Remember this. Temporary discomfort is better than permanent regret. The pain of standing alone for what's right is nothing compared to the pain of knowing you abandoned your principles for temporary gain. The struggle of maintaining integrity is nothing compared to the struggle of trying to respect yourself after you've compromised your values. You might lose some battles along the way. You might face rejection, ridicule, or resistance. But here's what you'll never lose: your self-respect, your dignity, your knowledge of who you are and what you stand for. These are treasures that no amount of money can buy, that no success can replace. Think of integrity like a muscle. It grows stronger with use. Each time you choose to do what is right, especially when it's difficult, you're building strength. You're developing resilience. You're becoming someone who can't be bought, swayed, or intimidated. That's a kind of power that no external force can match. The world needs more people like you, people who understand that doing what is right isn't just about following rules, it's about setting standards. It's about creating a legacy that extends far beyond your immediate circumstances. It's about building a life that stands as a testament to the power of principled living. Imagine yourself years from now, looking back on your life. What story do you want to tell? What legacy do you want to leave? Do you want to be remembered as someone who took the easy way out, or as someone who stood firm in their principles? The choices you make today are writing that story. When you choose to do what is right, you're not just making a decision for the present, you're investing in your future self. You're creating a foundation of integrity that will support whatever dreams and ambitions you pursue. Because true success, the kind that brings real fulfillment, comes not from what you achieve, but from how you achieve it. There will be times when the right choice isn't the popular choice. Times when doing what is right means standing alone. But remember this, you're never truly alone when you stand with your principles. You're standing with every person throughout history who chose integrity over convenience, principle over popularity, right over easy. The path of doing what is right isn't always clearly marked. Sometimes it's overgrown with doubt, lined with obstacles, and shrouded in uncertainty. But it's your path. It's the path that leads not just to success, but to significance. Not just to achievement, but to fulfillment. Not just to respect from others, but to something far more valuable, self-respect. As you leave here today, remember that doing what is right isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a commitment you make not just once, but every single day. It's a choice you make not when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Because that's when it matters most. You have within you the strength to do what is right, even when it costs you something. You have the courage to stand firm, even when others falter. You have the wisdom to know that true success isn't measured by what you gain, but by what you refuse to lose, your integrity, your principles, your character. So stand tall, stand firm, stand for what's right. The world may not always understand your choices, but you'll understand yourself. And in the end, that's what matters most. Because when you do what is right, you don't just change your circumstances, you change yourself. And when you change yourself, you begin to change the world. The choice is yours. Every day, every moment, you have the opportunity to do what is right. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because doing what is right isn't just about making good choices. It's about becoming someone who makes a difference. Someone who stands for something. Someone who refuses to be defined by the standards of others, but instead sets their own standard of excellence through unwavering integrity. Your journey starts now. With every choice, with every decision, With every moment you choose to do what is right, you're building something extraordinary. A life of purpose, a legacy of integrity, and a future filled with the kind of success that truly matters. The kind that lasts. The kind that makes a difference. So go forth with courage. Face each decision with conviction. And remember, in a world that often celebrates the easy path, you have the strength to do what is right. That strength is your superpower. Use it wisely, use it often, and watch as it transforms not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. The time is now. The person is you. The choice to do what is right is yours to make. Make it count.